I love this question. I'm going to answer this. I just got back from an easy run right here. I'm going to put it, you want to lose weight or running. So you're getting frustrated. Maybe you got into running to lose weight and it's not happening. I'm going to tell you how I went from 220 pounds to 165 pounds in 1 year and how I maintained this physique, eating 4,000 calories, running 125 miles a week, what to prioritize, what I wish I did from the start that you may not be doing so you can jumpstart your fat loss and jumpstart your performance. So let's get after it. So the first thing that I wish I did and I did not do was find my maintenance calories. I was kind of just eating to eat. So the number one thing that we need to do and everyone needs to do is get an app and track your calories. A lot of athletes and runners are severely under eating. What happens is your body goes into starvation mode and it holds on to everything. Thus, you will never lose weight. Another way to do this, and it's trial and error, but I highly suggest it because it's the most accurate way. This is what I did. For the first week or two, weigh yourself every morning, get that number and see where it's going. Now, if you're tracking and you're eating 2,200 calories and you're maintaining, you know that that's pretty much your maintenance. All of these calories need to come from clean, complex carbs like rice and oatmeal. You should not be eating out. You should not be drinking. You should not be smoking. This is a time to get extremely dialed. So say our maintenance is 2,000, right? We have to understand that 1 pound of body weight equals 3,500 calories. If you're not losing weight and you're eating 2,000 calories baseline, we have to then subtract 500 calories, or we have to burn more calories than we're consuming. So if we're eating 2,000 calories, minus 500 every day, times that by 7 is 3,500 calories. If you're constantly just keeping up your output in the gym, you will lose 1 pound of weight. Now, if you're going to maintain the 2,000 calories, all you have to do is up your steps and up your actual expenditure to burn an extra 500 calories, and you will lose the same amount of weight. So let's talk micro and macronutrients. What should you prioritize? Protein or carbs? Now, when I was 220 pounds and I went to 165, I went keto for a year. It took me 1 year to lose all that weight. I did not have any carbs. I crashed my hormones, and it was probably the worst thing ever because when I reintroduced carbs, I got extremely fat and I had to restart the process, which I don't recommend. So we need to have a healthy balance of both. So we have to look at this really quickly because a lot of people do have eating disorders. I had one. I can open up in another video if anyone wants me to. But we have to look at these as our friend. Carbs are not our enemy, okay? Carbs equal performance, fat equals balance, and protein equals preservation. Now, what do I mean by that? Protein for the muscle is preservation. It helps us build. Carbs are performance. Depending if you're in a zone 3, zone 4, it's what we're burning as fuel. Fat equals balance. Now you have to balance your hormones, otherwise you will go into starvation mode, you will go into flight or fight, your cortisol levels will go up, and you will never lose weight no matter how less or how much you're burning when it comes to your calories in, calories out. Now, what to prioritize is simple. Your protein. Why? Because it's the most thermogenic that we can obviously do. The more muscle that you have on you equals the higher metabolic rate that you're going to have, which means the more calories you're going to burn throughout the day, which means the leaner that you're going to be when you're actually training like an athlete. Thermogenic means when you intake protein compared to carbs or fat, your body needs the most energy to digest it, and then obviously when you're consuming it and stuff like that. So how we get our protein and how we kind of find what we need is 1 gram of protein per body weight. This is what I like to start with because protein is preservation and we need it as runners regardless, and especially if we're going to be lifting. So but that said, if I'm 180 pounds, I eat 180 grams of protein. Second, carbs. Do not avoid carbs, period. Carbs are performance, and a lot of people, even if they start to run, they're in a zone 3, zone 4, to possibly even zone 5 heart rate, where we're burning carbs is fuel. We're not burning fat. So keep your carbs somewhat on the moderate side. I eat 500 grams of carbs now, weighing 180 pounds. But when I first started to reintroduce them, I was at around a 1.25 to 2 grams per body weight. So if I was 180 pounds, I was eating like 275 all the way upwards to like 380 because my days did vary. The last thing is fat. If our fat is extremely low, it screws up our endocrine system. Remember, fat equals balance for our hormones. And even if you're a guy lifting and you have low testosterone, no matter how much you eat, you will never gain muscle or performance. Same thing with females. A lot of times your menstrual cycle gets shut down because you're under eating, you're starving yourself, and your fat's not there. So try and keep your fat around 0.25 to 0.5 grams per body weight. So remember, if you want to lose weight, it's calories in, calories out. We find our maintenance, we prioritize protein, and we strength train, right? Now, with this being said, we have to be patient here. Going from 70 pounds in 1 year is not going to take somebody 3 months. Now, if you starve yourself and almost die, potentially. But we want to do this in a healthy way where we're balancing our life and we're having fun. Now, with me, I don't believe in a balance. I believe in a counterbalance. If you really want to lose weight, doing this 5 days a week and going out on the weekends isn't going to do it for you. You have one life, and if you want to change it, you're going to have to give up the old version of yourself and become a brand new person. You're going to have to lose friends, and you're going to have to maybe live inside a box for a little bit, but I promise you, the person that you're going to become during this fat loss journey, during this running journey, is going to carry on into your work balance life, into your relationship balance life, into your family life, and people will notice it around you and start to gravitate towards you, and then you can give that information to other people. And I'm telling you, when you do lose the weight, you're going to be so fucking proud of yourself. So if you're struggling with weight right now, I'm rooting for you. If you need help, drop a comment. I'm rooting for you. I will help you. I've been obese before. Was 220 pounds where, yeah, it looked muscular, but I was made fun of. I was super big. Now, photos sometimes don't do it justice, but losing weight is probably the hardest thing I've ever done besides getting sober and besides doing 22 marathons and 650 milers. Yeah, that stuff is hard, but as you callous your mind, it becomes a little bit easier. Don't get me wrong, showing up every day is still hard, but you still have to do it because the work will always take care of you. So those are some tips and tricks. Like I said, if anyone has any other questions, let me know. But I'm extremely proud of anybody that's going to prioritize losing weight or running because it is extremely difficult. But there's things that we can do to kickstart it this way that you maintain that and you become the best version of yourself as possible. So anything else? I'm out of here.